Memories are our future, and having some bad memories really affects the future of who we will become. So it is the understanding of the emotional content of our memories that also play a huge role in the construction of our future. And that's why contemplation is so important. And that's why it is so important to go into the zone of silence. It is the zone of silence that is the place where we are able to structure and organize our memories in such a way that we are connected to the divine hierarchy. And what I mean is that in ordinary reality, it's very difficult to go ahead and ascertain proper emotions with regard to our memories. A lot of times they're out of sync. A lot of times, I know in my own life, I've been traumatized really by a poorly understood experience. I let my emotions determine what my experience will be, and that is a trap. So it is then the necessity to go into the zone of silence, to do the work which orients our emotions to the facts of our experience. And those two things are in sync. They are authentic. They are correct. And then it makes our move into the future so much more organized and coherent. But the future also depends a little bit on our understanding of our calling. So these events are coming together, are an experience, our emotional content of that experience. That experience that gets stored in our memories, the contemplation of that experience that gives us a clarity where we can then move from the zone of silence into the divine hierarchy wherein we can receive the instructions that are our calling. So it is holding these memories in a sacred space, the zone of silence, where the cacophony of the modern world is not disturbing our ability to understand our own experience and to put it into context. That is a very powerful thing. Experiences can be understood not only in the emotional context of our personality, but also in the context of our being as angels in the divine hierarchy. So think about that two kind of balances: your experiences and your emotions as understood by your personality, and your experiences and your emotions as understood by your calling in the divine hierarchy. Your ability to measure and gauge those experiences and emotions are really critical to your future and to the future of your generations. If they are twisted and turned and are defined by somebody else who tells you, well, this is what your experience is. It's one of the elemental aspects of psychological warfare. It is creating and defining experiences for people, setting them up in circumstances where the controller has foreknowledge, has a preconceived idea, has a pretext for setting up situations where our emotions and our experiences can be dictated by them. That is why it's so important to hold your experiences in a safe space where you can ascribe to them a right understanding in the context of your relationship to the divine hierarchy. You simply cannot let other people determine your emotions based on your experience. People will twist and turn you around. Politicians love this. The creators of the events of the day, and they are certainly there, rely on this consistently. This is how they operate. They create emotional content from made-up experiences and pretexts. And there you are. So how do you get around that? Well, it is important then to take your experiences into the zone of silence, silent meditation. It's not really silent in that sense. It's not a vacated meditation. It's just a quiet meditation. And that quiet meditation will then arise to a degree where you move above and beyond the zone of silence to connect with the divine hierarchy. And that is the icing on the cake, where our emotions and our experiences are aligned with our calling, which is part of the divine expansion that we are part of. So it's really important to learn to meditate on your angel as the basis for your substance as a being, and then allow the experiences that you're having to be subjected to or to be organized by that congruity of your being and your angel. What a better thing. What a great thing. To not be beat around, forced into having experiences that are really are what you don't want. They're not even yours. They're lies. They are experiences imposed upon you by somebody else. You must believe. This is the greatest tyranny that there is. So I'm suggesting that you have a place to take your experiences and the emotional content of your experiences and work on them. Form them into special places, sacred events that can be brought forth in the divine hierarchy after you've emerged from the zone of silence. This is how you find your balance and how you find your future. It is from these kinds of works, basically, kind of energetic efforts, that will craft a much better future. So think about this and join me in the zone of silence. Amen.